Harry, thank you for being here today. It's a nice day to be discussing markets because there's that big expectation of what's supposed to happen tomorrow or what everybody expects may well happen tomorrow. Do you think he will or do you think he won't?
So we think he will. We actually think the first shot has really already been fired. If you look at the yuan over the past 2 months and what that's done, I think if the Chinese didn't want that move weaker versus, say, the dollar, it wouldn't have happened. And that was really them saying, okay, this is our weapon of choice. Yeah, things can get serious from here.
Right. So what are we expecting tomorrow?
So imposition of tariffs, I mean, broadly speaking, we just want, across the board, targeting those industries that are most likely to be, how should we put this, disadvantaging US industries. But from the months on, if this escalates, this can evolve into arguments around technology, further currency weakness of the yuan, etc. And that's when really those consensus long position trades from the beginning of the year, so long EM, long euro versus dollar, hurt even more. So we were in that camp. Obviously, that's been a bit of a pain trade over the last 2 months.
Sure.
And the further we go down this road, the more you get EM turning from, should we say, the favorite at the beginning of the year to completely in the toilet.
So tomorrow, China said it will respond once Donald Trump, as they say, fired the first shot, because they said they don't want to be the ones who fired the first shot. But as you say, the shots have already rung out as to who fired first or what, really immaterial at the moment. How do you expect them to respond? And what will it mean in terms of understanding where we go from here in this thing?
So again, currency weakness on the yuan side will most certainly be the weapon of choice. So
for China?
Yes, for China.
Right.
And broadly what that means, if we're looking at where it goes from here, is it's very disinflationary for the Eurozone in particular. Trump is going to, it's going to anger him, it's going to anger the establishment in the US. And for EM, fine, if it's affecting Europe in a negative way, and trade tensions become more elevated, then EM currencies are going to suffer imported inflation, and EM is going to increase. And so those inflation sensitive and currency sensitive names that we've actually wanted to be buyers of recently, they are going to be negatively impacted.
So we need to be enjoying our moment in the sun today, because tomorrow, as you say, could well be a very difficult day.
Yeah, unless over the following 2 quarters risk starts to dissipate and we start to come to some reasonable deals, and in that case there could be significant value in EM. So really for us it's binary now. Do we think this is a temporary elevation in risk premium globally, and hence the strong move in the dollar, and the move weaker in EM? Or are we right at the end of the cycle, and this is kind of just masking that process? We take the former view, so we'd say, to the degree that EM weakens and we can see value in certain, say, domestic stocks here, or domestic, rand generating names, there's value there. If we're wrong and we're at the end of the cycle, then we need to capitulate, and then this trend stronger in dollar is actually a trend and not just a correction, and we need to be moving in the other direction.
Absolutely. It's going to be a very long, how many years does he have to go? 1.5 or something like that?
Yes, and then, we'll see.
Who says he's not going to be re-elected?
Exactly.
Absolutely. Okay, let's talk about other things that perhaps there's a little bit better control, if you like, or methods that we are a little bit familiar with. The FOMC today, those minutes, what are you expecting? So,
I mean, June was fairly in line with market expectations, so we're not expecting anything too interesting. Maybe some more information on potentially how these trade tensions could affect global growth. So, I mean, that would be a start. They've touched on it in previous meeting minutes. But some more color on that would, I think, be good just from a guidance perspective. So, certainly more information.
Does our data matter in this context? PMI is out next week?
Our data, well, the PMIs this year have been quite noisy. So we had the ABSA print last week, which was lower, Standard Bank this week, which was higher. But I mean, if you speak to our clients, I can tell you this for certain, there's definitely an air of disillusionment now coming from a place right at the start of the year where things were euphoric. So there's been that move, and that kind of supports our view, actually, that there are some names, specifically the domestics, where there could be significant value here.
Absolutely.
Especially if those elevated global risk premia are a temporary fact.
Yeah.